Are you satisfied with the way your aquarium looks? Or do you think it could use some improvements? If you do, then this video is for you. Because after trial and error, I found 5 tricks that can make your home aquarium look absolutely amazing. And today, I'll share them with you. Number 1. Mastering proportions. When I think about proportions, the first thing that comes to mind is something that is a part of something bigger. Take the woods, for example. If you stand at the top of a mountain and look ahead, you might be able to see other mountains. Some are farther away, some are closer, but they are all part of the woods. Now take that idea and apply it to your aquarium. Think of your aquarium as an ecosystem. Every piece of hardscape, every plant, every fish is a part of that ecosystem, and they need to complement each other. There are many ways to achieve this, but if we focus on the aesthetics of it, and we want that ecosystem to look amazing, we need to pay close attention to how all these pieces relate to each other. And by that, I mean proportions. If we go back to the woods example, the mountains that are farther away appear to be smaller. Do the same in your tank. Position the smaller hardscape pieces and plants towards the back, and the larger ones in the front. It will create a sense of depth that is essential. And this idea also applies to fish. Even if you have a big tank, that doesn't mean you need to have big fish. The smaller the fish, the bigger the aquarium will look. And there are many beautiful nanofish to choose from. Number 2. Creating contrast. Building a beautiful tank with only one color tone is absolutely possible. I think this tank is a good example. I made it using only anubias, and I really like it. But creating contrast is almost like cheating. There are so many different plants in this hobby, with so many different colors, that I'm sure you can find something that matches your taste. Green and red are the most common, and in my opinion, the most appealing. These two colors make each other pop. You can also make some amazing transitions, like from red to orange to yellow. Contrast doesn't necessarily need to be created between plants. You can also do it between plants and hardscape, and even between hardscape and substrate, like using white sand and red rocks. It's a nice touch. Humans are hardwired to appreciate contrast. I'm not saying that every aquarium you make needs to be full of colors, but it's a nice little trick to know. If you have an aquarium right now with only one color tone, and you are not completely satisfied with the way it looks, try adding just one more color to it. Some red or orange. It might be just what you need. Guys, if you are enjoying this video, you'll probably like other videos in the channel. So remember to like and subscribe for more weekly content just like this. Number 3. Let your aquarium balance itself. This is a tricky one. Having some control over what happens in our aquariums is a good thing. But too much control is not. An aquarium is always trying to balance itself. You have all these different organisms trying to live together. And I want to focus on plants. You probably had an idea on how you wanted your tank to look when you first built it. But after a while, some plants start to grow more than others, and they start to take over. This happens for a number of reasons. Growth speed is one of them. Certain plants just grow faster than others. But water parameters also play an important role. Different plants will thrive in different water parameters. The ones that adapt the best to your conditions will outcompete the rest of them. When that happens, you could keep trimming them like crazy and hope that will solve the problem. But at that point, you are fighting nature. That'll just be stressful, and you're probably not going to win that fight. It's happened to me before. You see this plant right here? That's Cryptocoryne parva. And I tried to keep it visible, but in the end, it disappeared. And the tank was better for it. Of course, we are not going to let one plant take over the whole thing. Our job is to tweak our aquariums and maintain them, and to avoid any disasters. But other than that, let nature do its thing. Number 4. Don't let plants make the hardscape disappear. We were just talking about letting nature balance itself. So this might seem a little conflicting. Here's how I look at it. If you use 10 plant species in your tank, it's possible that a few of those species won't make it, while the rest of them grow healthy and beautiful. And I strongly believe that letting that process happen uninterrupted will get us the most out of our aquariums. Now, that doesn't mean you should abandon your tank. One of the things that made me love this hobby was hardscape creation. The fact that you can create something which resembles a piece of nature and make it part of an ecosystem is absolutely amazing. The problem is that overgrown plants can make it all disappear. The tank will lose any sense of depth, scale, layers. All that hard work that you put into it to create a stunning structure could go to waste because of an overgrown tank. If you don't want this to happen, trim your plants regularly and pay close attention to the original idea. Conserving that idea should be the focus of your maintenance sessions. Number 5. Prevent algae issues. Easier said than done, right? Algae is the enemy of any planted aquarium. Well, that's not true. A little bit of algae can be a good thing. Many fish feed on it. And some types of algae are actually an indication of a healthy aquarium. But if you want your aquarium to look amazing, to be something that you can show your family and friends when they come over, something that you can display, if that's you, an algae-free aquarium is what you want. Let me give you a few tips to achieve that. Don't leave your aquarium light on for more than 8 hours a day. Do not overfeed your fish. Keep the water temperature at around 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Have a really good filtration system. Ideally, an external filter. Add some kind of CO2 to your tank. It doesn't necessarily need to be an injection system. Do not over-fertilize. And do regular water changes. If you're lacking on any of these, they are a good starting point in the fight against algae. If you currently have all of these under control, and you're still having algae issues, then please leave a comment below, and I'll give you a few more tips to solve your algae problems. Those were 5 tricks that I have learned to improve the way my aquariums look. I hope they can help you as well. See you guys next week.